Hey guys, welcome to the Being Beautifully Honest podcast and channel. Thanks for being here, being subbed. If you're not, hit the button. And if you're listening on YouTube, hit that like. It's like walking in the room and hitting that light switch. Let's brighten up the place and get into this podversation. Now, I want to preface this by saying I don't particularly care for having discussions on what we would call YouTubers or other content creators if I can avoid it. But the reason I wanted to talk about this, and I'm not going to call any names, but I listened to some commentary because it was in my feed, and when I saw the thumbnail and the title of the video, I'm going to be honest, it really disgusted me. And most things that disgust me, I just kind of tune out and tune off from. But because this was something that I had already talked about, I was just curious to hear what was going to be said. And when I tell you, it was pretty much a bash fest about Armonwiggins and him getting the opportunity to be the new co-host on Fox Soul's TEAGif. And people can have their opinions and views and thoughts about him. I don't really care either way. Even though I may be a subscriber to his YouTube channel, I've said this before. This is my view on YouTube. I see YouTube similar to like when I used to have cable. Not so much cable, but even when cable, but I, used to have direct TV. But cable's the same. You have a lot of channels. Some channels you may watch, some you may not. Some you may watch every now and then. Some you may save as your favorites. But it doesn't mean that you are this diehard fan or whatever of the actual channel. These content creators, they create channels. You may like some more than others, but it doesn't mean that you worship the people. And I'm speaking for myself. It doesn't mean that I may agree with everything that they say or everything that they express, but I'm going to let people express their views and their opinions on their channels. Like, for example, one of the content creators that I'm subscribed to, she recently did a video where she was doing a little bit of a rant, and she was talking about how people just been being disrespectful in her comment section because her views about a reality show differ from what some other people may feel. And it's her views and opinions, and she has the right to express it. It doesn't mean that she is a diehard fan of the people or whatever. And even if she was, that's her choice to do that. You know what I mean? So with all of that being said, when I listened to it, the reason I wanted to talk about this because I felt like a lot of vitriol. It also was a lot of hypocrisy in my personal opinion. And a couple of the people that were on the video talking, I'm actually subscribed to the YouTube channel that they have. So again, it's not making me go to unsubscribe from their channel. This is just something, again, that I don't really agree with that they were saying and doing. Again, their rights and views to feel however they want to feel. But I did feel that it was a bit overboard. Because here's my thoughts on Armonwiggins. Hate him or love him, he's doing what he's doing, and people can call him names, and I don't watch all of his content because, to be honest with you, a lot of the stuff that he talks about, I'm just not interested in. I'm not into the female rap scene, and he does talk a lot about the female rappers, so I don't really care. If it's more something about a story about Cardi B versus her music, I may listen and tune in, but her music, I don't care for. That's just my personal opinion, so I don't really care to sit and listen to him talk about her music because I'm not into it. And others, not just Cardi B. But my thing is, he's had some controversy because he said some things about OG. He used to be on Basketball Wives and basically agreeing with Evelyn Lozada when Evelyn Lozada made some disparaging comments about her looks. I didn't like that. I didn't agree with it. But he said he has come out since then to apologize for it. He hasn't doubled down on it, but it's one of those things where some people are just like never going to let it go and let it down, because even on this most recent episode of TEAGif, they were discussing a topic, and ironically, it was similar to what Armon and even Claudia Jordan has gone through, because a lot of people have called Claudia Jordan a colorist because of some comments that she made years ago. And it's just like, some people will never let that go or let that die, versus the actions of someone. And the YouTube channel that the two YouTube content creators were guests on, talking about Armon Wiggins, ironically, is the YouTube channel of someone that is a fierce and constant defender of a man, Larry Reid, who has been accused of being a pedophile. And you know what I mean by that. So this person can be a constant defender of an accused, alleged pedophile. And then all of the other things that have come out about him. Anytime something major comes out about this man that is extremely scandalous, he is doing, I don't know how long, videos trying to defend him. Like, if you love the man that much and you want to support him and do whatever, that's your choice to do so. But to be out here trying to spin a narrative for, of all people, that does not deserve it, Larry Reid. And then this person thought that they had an opportunity to be a guest co-host on TGIF Fox Soul. And when that opportunity did not happen, in my personal opinion, I feel like that person got mad. That person is, continuously throwing shade. And now it's like, oh, I saw what the terms were going to be, and I didn't want it again. But I got presented another opportunity that's going to be much bigger and better than being on TGIF Fox Soul. And if Claudia Jordan knows any better, which I hope she does, because I don't know if what this person is saying is real, but I would say I hope that Claudia isn't planning to work with this person. And if she is, they cannot compare Armon Wiggins calling a woman or saying that a woman looked like a Monkey and saying some negative things about Black women. I'm not saying that that's okay. I'm definitely not excusing that. Please don't think that that's what I'm doing. But all of the stuff that's coming about Larry Reid, and this content creator is constantly out here defending that person. If I were Claudia Jordan, I wouldn't want to have anything to do with that person. So to sit and do a video talking about Armon Wiggins and calling him horsey face and all of this other stuff, I was like, what in the world? Listen, I'm going to put the link to the video in the description box. I'm not even going to call the content creators' names, but you can listen to it if you want. And you don't have to listen to the whole thing. You can speed through some of it. You can listen to some of it, fast forward, listen to some other parts. But it's pretty much the entirety of the video talking about Armon Wiggins, why he doesn't deserve to be on TGIF, and calling him a cokehead and all kind of other stuff like that. I don't ever agree with someone making negative comments about someone that is a user. I'm not saying that it's okay to be a user, but most people who may be doing that type of stuff, there's an addiction there. It's never funny to make light of an addiction. And I also just believe that most people who dibble and dabble in that stuff, they're doing it to cover up other issues that they have that they're not doing the work to address. And so instead of spending the money on therapy and help and resources, they're spending it on stuff like that to try to take themselves out of themselves for a moment. Because when you come off that high, those issues are going to still be there. So I don't like to make fun of that. So to call this person a cokehead and horsey face and all of the other things that were being said about Armon, I'm not here to be this defender of Armon. That's not what I'm trying to do here. But what I am saying is I just find it very comical that this person was so excited about having the opportunity to be a guest co-host on TGIF, and it never transpired. It never happened. And now I didn't want it. It's not a big deal. It's not a flex. And all of this other stuff. Yeah, there may be things happening on the back end. things are being said about, oh, this job isn't going to last long. It's only going to be maybe about 3 months for him, and then we'll see where it goes from that. Well, at either rate, it's a win for him because it's giving him more, people to see and view him. And also the fact that he had this falling out with Jason Lee years ago for whatever. I'm not here to say that I'm on either person's side in that situation either, because I wasn't there for the ins and outs. Everybody's going to feel however they're going to feel. I'm not out here windmilling for any of these people because I don't know them and I probably never will. But just based on the things that I've seen, this is the type of stuff that's sometimes done on YouTube, especially when you may feel like somebody felt like they were flexing on you, or they had an upper hand over you, or they were controlling the narrative and whatever, and then you want to just kind of break free from that. That's what some people do sometimes. So to say that Armon was burning bridges, it's possible that that may have been, but when sometimes people burn bridges, then they have to try to find another bridge. And it looks like that's what he's been doing. So I guess Armon, yeah, he may have been a bit braggadocious. I didn't watch his entire video. I listened to some of it where he was announcing that he was the new guest co-host on TEAGif. And he was flexing. He was doing some bragging. The ego was up there. Yeah. Would everybody do it? No. But would some people do it? Yeah. Is it the wisest thing to do? I would say no, but again, it's his choice. Because I just always feel like the humble child tastes the grace, and you can be grateful and all of that other stuff, but you don't have to call anybody out or call anyone's name even, right? Just let people see you win. If you feel like you're winning, let them see you win. So it sounds like someone's name was said in his video and they didn't like it. And so for an hour or so, they went on calling him this MFer and this whatever and this cokehead and this just a number of other things that were said about him. And it's just like, well, dang, I can't tell somebody who feels like they were disturbed or feels like somebody got them mad. I can't tell them how mad to get. But I can say that I just didn't feel like it was a good look, in my personal opinion. Because nobody knows what tomorrow holds. Nobody. For any of us. Okay? So for this content creator to sit there and revel in the fact that these other two people came on their channel that has, over 500,000 subscribers to talk about armonwiggins and how they don't like him and, they're pissed off because he said this person's name in his video where he was talking about his new opportunity, and that content creator's channel that they were on is just, well, yeah, Claudia and I, we're going to be working on other things together that are going to be much more lucrative than what TEAGif was offering or whatever. And I'm saying to myself, I hope not. I really hope and pray not. I really hope and pray that Claudia, if she said that, she was just joking, or if she was being serious about it, somebody's letting her know that I don't think that you want to work with an alleged pedophile apologist. Because in my personal opinion, that content creator, I just don't like the fact that, I don't care if that person is their mentor and has helped them in business, but to come out here and to do these apologist type and explanatory videos on behalf of that alleged pedophile, an unethical person that I believe is using the church world online as a grift to make money to live a lascivious lifestyle. That's my personal opinion. If I were Claudia, I wouldn't want to do any type of work with that person. I'm not talking about because of the way that they look. I'm not even talking about for their lifestyle choices, but to be the apologist for an alleged pedophile and coming out here doing all of these explanatory videos, because I did I did a video talking about that before, and I'll try to put a link to that one in the description box if you did not listen to that commentary. But in the comment section of that content creator's video, a lot of people were like, look, this don't even look good. I believe the people that are coming out here and saying everything that they're saying about Larry. So for you to sit out here and try to explain every situation in detail that has been exposed about him is not making you look good. I don't follow Larry Reid, but I heard that he was on a show on the BET Plus network, and allegedly he was fired from that due to the things that have come out about him. So why in the world would Claudia want to attach herself to the apologist of this alleged pedophile? I don't get it. But again, I don't know if this person is just blowing smoke because they're trying to feel like they can one-up this person because they feel like because they had Claudia Jordan on their YouTube channel when the situation went down with Funky Dineva on TEAGif, and she was doing a few videos and did a couple of, I guess, interviews with other content creators to explain the situation, explain her side of the story, that this person feels like they and Claudia are friends and connected now. But there's no real friendships, I feel like, in that industry when you weren't really friends with them prior to where they are now, in my personal opinion. Because shoot, Funky Dineva, he and Claudia were allegedly friends. Like, honestly, that's how TGIF even came to be. They connected at Cynthia Bailey's last wedding that is no longer, right? Because she since divorced Mike Hill. But they said how they just had such a genuine connection, and Gary with the T, who's on the Ricky Smiley Morning Show, because initially it was going to be Claudia, Gary with the T, Al Reynolds, and Funky Dineva. And then Gary with the T, he had a contract and obligations with Ricky Smiley, and Ricky Smiley pretty much blocked that. And so it just went on with the three of them, and it worked out. It was fine. And then for whatever reasons, I've talked about that a little bit too, Funky Dineva, he no longer was with the network, and he just continued to do his own thing on his own YouTube channel and directly competing with them by going live at the same time that they were going live, right? Which was petty, but because they didn't have it in his contract about a non-compete situation where he couldn't go live the same time that they were going to be going live on their show, then that's their mess up, right? I'm quite sure they have something in Armon's contract where it prevents him from doing that, where he to leave, even if it was on good terms or bad terms, because even most companies that has someone sign a non-compete agreement, whether either party severs the working business relationship, there's usually a period of time that they give, like either it's like 3 years, 2 years, whatever, where you cannot directly compete with that company for business. And in this situation, it would be going live at the same time that they're going live, right? Because it's the internet. You can't just block them from not, doing anything online, but you can definitely say, well, I'm putting in the contract that you cannot go live during the times you know that our show is going live. It's only fair. It's only right. So I'm quite sure now they've learned their lesson after Funky Dineva's debacle, and they have that in Armon's contract, especially Armon Wiggins being someone that generally built his YouTube channel off of doing live videos. Funky Dineva rarely did live videos. He primarily did pre-recorded content. And most of the time, it was just him hitting the button on his phone, recording, hitting the button, and uploading. It wasn't even edited. It wasn't even sometimes where he looked like he didn't just roll out of the bed. You know what I mean? But he built his following and is growing doing just that. But to hear these people just going on and on about Armon, the other two, for whatever their reasons were, if Armon said their name and it felt like he poked the bear, so be it. But calling him a cokehead, that's where I was like, wow. And then the other one being petty, calling him horsey, refused to call Armon's name. It's like, we know what you're talking about. Just say the man's name. Like, he's not going to know about it. And if he feels like it, and at some point respond to it, you really can't say anything because you're the ones doing this stuff. Calling him names, calling him horsey. The job ain't going to last that long. You ain't getting paid as much as Funky Dineva. This content creator saying, well, I got offered a much more lucrative opportunity and I'm going to be working with Claudia and Claudia and Claudia. And I'm like, God, I hope Claudia is smarter than this. I know she is, but maybe she just doesn't know the ins and outs. And maybe it's going to take somebody reaching out to Claudia and the Foxhole Network to share this information. I'm not going to be the one, but if somebody or some people do, I wouldn't blame them because I don't see what in the world it would benefit her to attach herself to this person that is constantly coming out here to stand 10 toes down for their quote unquote mentor, who's out here talking about how their eggplant was in somebody's booty hole. So his spirit is in that person, as shut down through litigation and, in my personal opinion, lies. This person that says that Larry Reid had groomed him and molested him, and Larry Reid not denying that he did some things with the guy, but to say, he wasn't a minor, he wasn't underage. That sounds like some R. Kelly stuff to me. Well, how young are we talking? It's disgusting. Those are just a few of the things. It's a whole lot more that has been put out here about him. And this isn't about him being gay, but also about him not admitting to being it, because I do have a problem when people like him want to say, well, I don't believe in labels. But yeah, I've sucked a D. I've had a D put in me, and I've put my D in another male. But I don't believe in labels. To me, that comes across as someone who's extremely dishonest and not trustworthy. And for Claudia and Foxhole to possibly have any link-ups or connection with this person, I feel is crazy. But I also felt like it was crazy for this content creator to act like they were not jealous and weren't pressed and didn't care and it's not a big deal. Then don't talk about him. If you don't care that Armon got the opportunity, then why are you talking about him? And why are you saying that, well, who cares? He has a SAG card. Anybody can get a SAG card. Anybody can do this. Anybody can do that. And downplaying Tasha K, it's just a lot. I'm just going to put the link. If you're interested in listening to it, you can listen to it. I would advise you, before you even leave a comment about my commentary, listen to some of it and come back and let me know your thoughts about it. I just, to me, I just was shaking my head like, this is wow. If you don't think that this comes across as you looking pressed about you getting passed over for the opportunity. But I'm going to read you some of the comments from the comment section from this video. One person said, I think this whole debacle is a mess. Why are grown people bringing down a young man and hollering like they're his age? You all ought to stop this. This is a shame. I'm gone for this session. And again, I'm not even going to name the content creators, but I'm just going to read another comment. Someone says, beep, talking about Armon doing drugs when it seems like Beep was on coke this complete live. What's up with all that anger and resentment? Her old A showed out tonight. Her and Bleep was giving Monique and Daddy in this live. Somebody else said, all y'all are washed. Armon finally defended himself. Y'all been running your mouth about that man, especially you, Bleep, throwing shade on the low. And you was mad that you didn't get the position. Now you're acting like it's not a big deal. Ciao, bye. Armon clearing y'all. Somebody else say, y'all hating hard for some old people. Y'all hilarious. Somebody else said, Bleep is forgetting how she sided with Jason and bashed Armon online. You said he was not going to make it about a year ago. So that hater statement started from you. And you are still being mean and nasty to him. And I'll say, in my personal opinion, I feel like the people who are leaving quote unquote positive comments for this content creator was just blowing smoke to make the person feel better because they're fans of the person. Oh, you got bigger and better coming. Don't worry about that little opportunity. Oh, but it was a big opportunity when it was presented to you, right? And because you got passed over and they didn't even bring you on as a guest co-host, let alone offer you the full-time position for however long it lasts, because everything is temporary, to be honest with you. Even if something is 25 years, that's not a lifetime. It's still temporary. So I just feel I have a lot of feelings about this, and I'm honestly trying to hold back when I speak, because I just tried my best not to really go there on my platforms, especially when it comes to other content creators, because it's freedom of speech, freedom of choice. People can feel however they want to feel and say whatever they want to say. But I do believe that there are some things that there are repercussions for. And to think that someone that is an apologist to an alleged pedophile should even consider having the opportunity to be in a public forefront besides YouTube, because my dog can have a YouTube channel. Actually, they do. If you want to subscribe, I'll put the link to their channel in the YouTube. In the description box. But I'm just saying, to believe that you deserve this grand opportunity when you're out here defending people that's trying to use the legal system to shut people up and shut people down that know things about you that are unethical. And anytime someone comes out here to expose, when Larry Reid has been in the business of exposing, even though he likes to say he doesn't pull anything out unless it's already been made public. Well, you're still in the business of exposing people in the church world when he's one of the biggest hypocrites. I don't know how anybody could give him a dime, let alone a view. I don't watch his content. I'm not subscribed to his YouTube channel, and I never will be. And to know that this is a person, this other content creator that loves this person, in my personal opinion, so much that he would be out here windmilling and defending Larry Reid, of all people, against all of these things that have come out about him. Some of it scandalous, absolutely. Some of it consensual, of course. But other stuff, I just feel that this person that was the leader of a church, and I believe used his position to control, to manipulate. And I don't care if Levontraye was a day before the legal age, and then you waited until the day of to screw him. It's disgusting. It's immoral. It's unethical. And I don't even believe that it should be legal, because I've already shared my thoughts on another piece of content that I created a while ago. I believe it was about Marcus Houston and the fact that he got married to his wife, who's 20 years his junior, and how I just believe that the laws were put in place about the legal age of consent. We know who made the laws. Caucasian men made the laws of this country, right? And we know why that is a law. That was to benefit them. That wasn't to benefit women, And just because someone is of a quote unquote legal age doesn't mean that they are of a mature age. And just because someone is of a legal age doesn't mean, in my personal opinion, that someone who is so much older should be doing things with this person. And in my personal opinion, I believe that Levontraye, who says he's straight and is married to a woman, he wouldn't have struggled in his sexuality, because he said that he struggled in that, had it not been for the manipulation of Larry Reid, who was the freaking pastor of the church that he was going to at the time. Okay? I'm not saying that his parents don't bear any brunt of the blame as to what happened to their child by allowing him to be with this man for so long. But also, we know how some people with the mind control, especially when it comes to religion and church, where it could get to the point where a parent can entrust this pastor so much where they would feel comfortable leaving their child, their son, with this quote unquote man of God. You know? So look, I don't know. I'm kind of rambling. I get it. But it's just a lot. But I want you to just listen to this commentary and come back and let me know what you think about it. I have the link to the video in the description box, but it was wild. And I was like, oh, tell us how you really feel. But clearly that content creator who had the other two content creators on his YouTube channel was definitely pressed and was feeling some type of way because he was not chosen to be the co-host and not even having the opportunity to be the guest co-host on TEAGif because that person announced it. So you heard it here first. Claudia said, I'm going to be a guest co-host because she did invite him to be a guest co-host. I don't know if it wasn't because she just didn't really have the power to do it or she was just blowing smoke because she was on his YouTube channel. It could be both or it just could be one or the other. But either way, I'm really hopeful that she is not serious about working with him in the future. Because to be an apologist for, of all people, Larry Reid, I feel that you bear some blame, some guilt, and some retribution as well. I don't believe that deserves to be honored, respected, or given opportunities, period. My personal opinion. But anyway, guys, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Thanks for being here, liking, and subscribing. Don't forget to listen to the commentary and then share your thoughts. I'm Beth, just being beautifully honest. So until next time, I wanted to keep it brief, beautiful, and now I'm going to say bye.